You know the person. They walk into a crowded room, instantly put everyone at ease, and navigate tense conflicts without breaking a sweat. We watch people operate with this level of social grace and automatically assume they won a genetic lottery. It's what we call the charisma myth, the belief that magnetic people are simply born with an innate gift the rest of us lack. That myth provides a convenient excuse. When we face toxic interactions or watch a close friendship collapse, it allows us to attribute the failure to an incompatible personality or the other person's flaws. Leadership expert John C. Maxwell spent years studying these social dynamics to prove a different thesis. Relationship success is a learnable, structural framework. Maxwell's data on failed connections pointed toward a specific internal deficit, a lack of emotional readiness. Treating human connection as a mysterious talent makes us passive victims of our social environment. Treating it as a discipline puts the controls directly in our hands. That discipline begins out of sight, inside your own mind. You cannot form a stable external connection if your internal environment is operating in chaos. This diagram visualizes emotional hijacking. During moments of stress, the amygdala floods the system and overrides your rational logic centers. When that internal override projects outward, you push unmanaged insecurities onto the people around you. Maxwell calls this a harmer, draining energy from the room. Before attempting to manage a difficult conversation or support a struggling partner, you must first secure your own inner peace. Once you establish emotional readiness, the focus shifts to the target, the other person. This requires bypassing the ego, which naturally wants to judge others for their mistakes while extending endless grace to our own. This demonstrates the psychological antidote to that ego, the Pygmalion effect. It shows how one person's expectations can physically increase another's performance. When you expect high potential from people and treat them accordingly, they subconsciously adapt to meet that standard. When people rise to meet the potential you see in them, they associate that feeling of success with your presence. This transformation, the act of helping others realize their own value, is the mechanical root of what we experience as charisma. With two prepared individuals, we enter the shared space between them. This circle is built on the foundation of trust. This chart illustrates trust asymmetry. Competence-based trust builds steadily. However, integrity-based trust anchors heavily on negative signals. A single dishonesty crashes years of trust to zero. Because this bond is destabilized easily, relationships require a magic ratio, 5 positive interactions for every negative one. The most efficient way to make deposits into this emotional savings account is through active, constructive responding. Enthusiastically celebrating someone else's success fortifies the connection and gives it the strength to survive future friction. Trust is a perishable resource. It demands intentional investments every day to survive. Mastering social connections requires a precise sequence: internal regulation, outward elevation, and daily trust protection. When you execute this framework, you gain the power to intentionally architect a resilient social network out of the chaos. Stop waiting for the right people to walk into your life. Do the internal work. Become the kind of person who is ready to build a masterpiece when those people finally arrive.